Hey guys, welcome to the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour with your hosts, Derek and Jade.
What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in and welcome to episode 24 of the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. Again, my name is Derek with DP Films Productions.
My name is Jade with Just As Promised Events. Today we chat with Kristin Pinter from Higuera Ranch. The story of Higuera Ranch began in 1769 when Franciscan missionaries planted figs along the Pacific Coast Trail. These beautiful trees became a symbol of faith, hope, and strength. Almost 250 years later, their goal is to keep those traditions alive. Higuera Ranch is the perfect setting to begin your love story.
That's right. This is going to be one great episode as Kristen gives us the inside scoop as a venue owner. So grab a drink, take a seat, and let's get to it. Hey, what's up, Kristen? Thanks for taking the time to be a part of our show. How's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
Not too bad. How is Higuera Ranch?
Beautiful. Perfect. You're looking out the windows at it. It's great.
It's gorgeous today.
It's the home to many deer right now.
Nice.
Yeah, speaking of that, we are here in this beautiful main house at Higuera Ranch. This thing is amazing, as always, spectacular. Hey, so for our podcast, we always like to start off by the guests mentioning who they are, what they do, and how long they've been doing it.
Okay.
So go for it.
I'm Kristen Pinter, and I'm the managing partner. And so I do the emails, the phone calls, the tours. I share the love of the ranch with people. And we purchased in November of 2014, and I've been doing this ever since.
Wonderful. Yeah, you've been doing an amazing job. So I'm curious. Take us back to the beginning. Like, how did Higuera Ranch get started? Was it a wedding venue when you purchased it, or
no? So that's a really good question. We are from the Central Valley. We are in the farming industry, and so when we purchased a vineyard. There was 10 more acres of vines here, and a couple homes, that we love, and then the barn was actually a dairy barn, which, cool. As you know, the Central Valley is dairy. So we knew how to do dairies. We knew how to farm. And that was our vision. But we purchased a vineyard during a drought. So I don't know if you've seen the movie Money Pit.
Yeah.
Where we bought a zoo. Oh. Those? Yes, we did that. Nice. And so we were just trying to figure out new business plan, new idea. And young couples were loving the house and asking, hey, can we get married in your barn? And we looked at them like, why would you get married in a barn? Because again, we're in the farming community. And Googled it and realized this is a thing. People get married in barns or outside barns or by barns or in front of barns, and built it out and created it what it is today.
That's so cool. And as you mentioned earlier, you're like, you're down south, right? Right?
Central. 2 hours central.
Did you ever
towards Sequoias?
Were you always looking for a venue like down this area, or were you like?
I wasn't looking for a venue at all. So my background is in children's ministry.
Oh, nice.
And so we were actually looking just for a rental property to enjoy as a vacation home and then to rent out. We weren't looking at all for a venue, and this kind of fell on our lap. So
amazing. So did it have like the heated pool and everything when you got it, or did you add that in?
So previously this was a family home in a vineyard. And so they did a great job of making it a great space for family. And so now we just made it a great space for a lot of families. So it had the pool, it had the houses. It just didn't have the celebration spaces. We built all those out.
Nice. So can you give us a rundown of the space, at your venue for those that aren't familiar with Higuera Ranch?
Yeah. It's a large space, so it's a little bit different. We're 80 acres. We're tucked into the foothills at the bottom of the grade, so we're kind of hidden, which is really nice. Once you get on property, it's just you here, and what happens at the ranch stays at the ranch. Our celebration spaces that are referred to, we have a couple beautiful barns, but we also have our historic Higuera tree, the vineyards. The vineyards make for a beautiful aisle for our brides to walk down. The olive grove, it's very enchanting, a little bit more Tuscan feeling. But the party really happens in the houses. We sleep 24 on property, with 2 houses and the honeymoon suite. And, that's where the bridal parties become best friends. The parents have coffee in the morning, and good things happen in the houses.
That's super cool. And Jade mentioned to me too before that you guys also have like a shooting range, like a fitness room. And
So we have an open range, we call it.
Open range.
Our groomsmen like to be outside to get their nerves out. And so they'll hit golf balls or play Frisbee golf or do different things, bocce ball, horseshoes, different things. While the ladies are doing mimosas by the pool or yoga or something else. So that's really fun on property. And then we have a 2-mile hike.
Oh, nice.
That our guests really enjoy also.
And then another thing that Jade mentioned that she was excited about was a thing called glamping.
Glamping. Glamorous camping. Glamping. Yes. So we do allow glamping on property. If people want to have more guests, they're allowed to bring some tents or some small recreational vehicles, and the more the merrier. So, we try to keep the glamorous camping to the back. We don't want them to be in the wedding pictures. We don't want a little National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation going on. So, but nice. It's fun. The more the merrier. It's fun to have them all here.
Such a fun experience all around.
It is.
Do you always get like a whole weekend stay when you book this place?
So we have a variety of packages. Our premier package that we love for people to enjoy is 3 nights. Because then you've got one day where you can just really enjoy the property like a vacation. Another day we have your rehearsal. The third day is your celebration day. So it's really like when people go to Hawaii or go to Mexico for a destination wedding, but you can do it right here at the Central Coast.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah. So speaking of destination, would you say that majority of the couples are from outside of the area?
Yeah. So we have a lot of international weddings, but I would say the majority are Cal Poly, people that come back, and a lot of San Francisco, LA, because Central Coast, it's a great place to meet in between.
Smack dab in the middle. So there's a bunch of different event spaces, like you mentioned, a bunch of different ceremony locations. So beautiful. So which one's your personal favorite?
Oh, so hard. First of all, I have to say, I love it when there's coordinators because they are the ones that are creative and help me see spaces I've just never seen before on property. My favorite space is on the top of Sunset Hill, we call it. It's up a hill, so it's a little bit of work to get there. But the views and the photography and the intimacy, like you're up in a different land up there, and it's just beautiful. It's dreamy. I love it.
Gosh, sounds amazing.
Yeah, it does. So what would you say is like, where do most people have their ceremonies at around here?
So the main places, 50% of our weddings are underneath the Higuera tree. It's an old tree. It's hundreds of years old, and you're sheltered underneath the branches. So there's a little bit of shade for the groomsmen because they're hot, they're nervous. And then the beautiful thing for the bride is she enters through the vineyard. So is there anything more romantic than coming through a vineyard for your aisle? So that's the most popular spot. And then I'd say another 25% of our weddings are in our olive grove. Which is just surrounded by olive trees and great photography. And then another 25% or 20% is just in our main house lawn because you're tucked into the foothills.
Yeah. Are there any other spots that people could have it at?
So we are not a cookie cutter venue.
I love
when much fun. Yeah. When they rent out the space, they get the whole 80 acres and they tell me, and then we mow the lawn or we make it look wonderful. They can get married back in the foothills. They can get married on top of the foothills. They can get married by the pool. Everyone's different. We've had people get married in the lane. Some people call it the road, we call it the lane now.
They could get married up in your secret sunset land.
Yep.
That's what she's talking about.
That's what she's talking about.
That's my favorite
That's your favorite spot.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I have 3 daughters and I've been saying for years, if someone doesn't get married up there before you get married, that's where it's happening. And so they're happy that it's now happening and they can choose a different
space.
So are guests able to like drive up there, or is it more for like intimate groups?
It's better for the elopements and the intimate groups. Elopements are obviously very popular right now. And I think that's a trend that might kind of stick for a bit. The nice thing about the elopements is you can get married in these amazing spaces.
Yes.
But they're also just so intimate and so sweet and so personal and really interactive, I've found. So I've enjoyed the creativity that we've been able to have with the elopements.
Definitely. You can do a whole lot more with it. And it's like so focused on the love of the couple and they can spend so much more time with each of their guests. So it's been really nice.
big tears and big laughs. So they're big. There's small amount of people, but there's big emotion. Super fun.
So speaking of your little beautiful sunset land, are there any other like hidden gems around here? I mean, I'm sure you've seen a lot of, sunset sessions happen wherever, but are there any like hidden gems that you would like to see be utilized?
Yes. So we have what's called a back 40 on property.
A back 40.
It's very untouched back there. It's a gravel road. And I would love to see an entire ceremony and everything happen back there.
Yeah.
It'd be like going to Yosemite without having to go.
Whoa.
And still have the houses right here. Cause it's so beautiful back there. You're sure to have deer come through your ceremony when you're back there.
Well, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we got to see that spot.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta like back there.
Need to go on a ranger ride back 40 that way.
Oh, that'd be
right
so
now
cool.
It's just for hiking. People hike it and they're like, oh, it's so pretty. And every time we go back there, I'm like, how about you get married back here?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Another cool thing about this place that I love is the vintage cars. So is there a story behind those?
No. So we're in a partnership and he's a collector. Okay. And so this just became a great space for him to show off his collection. There's really no story. It's just the ability to show off the collection. So
super cool.
Yeah. Just throw them. Hey, it looks cool though. People love it.
They love it.
Well, cars, So we want to know, like, let's jump in your life for a wedding venue owner. Like, what's a typical day for you on a busy wedding season?
Oh, okay. Wow. That's a good question. So my end of it is more the marketing and the communication. So in a busy wedding season, I will be communicating with the vendors, primarily the coordinator, just to make sure everything's perfect for when the wedding weekend comes. We make sure that they know the timeline and then I know where everything's going to happen on property. Then I need to communicate that with my ranch manager so that she has it looking clean and crisp and perfect. Midweek, what people don't see is the cleaning of the houses and we call it the flipping of the property because we have a really intense 3-4 day wedding weekend. And then we have a 3-4 day intense flip. So it looks perfect again, party hard and work hard. And then I would say that, a lot of the marketing, Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, all the different things, a lot of tours, planning tours, future prospect tours, telling the story of the ranch. I love giving the tours and telling the story. I love creating my favorite part of my job is a tour when you just get to see that aha moment with a couple when they are like, they fall in love with the land and they see themselves getting married here and they see their families getting to know each other. That is my favorite part of my weekly job is just seeing that aha moment when it clicks and they're excited to get married here.
How exciting.
Yeah, you see that little sparkle in their eye and you're like, I got them.
Yeah. Well, and it's just, weddings are so different now. They're so creative and they're so personal. So when you give a tour and you see them actually be able to envision what it's going to look like in a year, it's just fun to see them kind of put that together. Like you're watching their dream come true.
Yeah.
And then a year later to see it actually get captured. It's a fun process.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Do you guys always get an entire weekend stay here?
So we do have smaller packages. We do have a 24-hour package in which just the couple stays on property in our honeymoon suite. We don't utilize that package very often. It's not my dream package.
Yeah.
It's just the celebration spaces in the honeymoon suite. But we do have a 1 night, a 2 night, and a 3 night package because my vision for the ranch is really what happens here in the house.
Yeah.
I just love how everyone becomes best friends, mostly in the pool, in the water slide. The water slide. Everybody becomes friends on the water slide.
How can you not? I was curious too, since you have a little vineyard, do you guys make wine still at all?
So that was the goal back in the beginning. We did not realize how much time planning weddings, and we didn't realize how successful it would be. We didn't realize, again, we were not in this industry, and so that was always the plan. But we have just not had the time.
Yeah.
So our vineyard is just really pretty for pictures.
That's cool.
I would love to.
Yeah, you guys were thinking about doing wine. And originally,
we still hope to.
Oh, cool.
I do have a consultant that we work with to make sure we keep it in shape so that when we have time. we will start doing that. I'd love to find a Cal Poly kid.
Yeah.
Who would like to just start his own little bottle, and I'll let him have, do his thing. For her. But I just haven't had time.
That's a lot already.
It's a lot.
That's so cool. Hey, so before we go on and continue with the more of these awesome questions, we're just going to take a quick little break.
Okay.
Welcome back, guys. We're still here with Kristen from Higuera Ranch.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. As the venue manager, do you ever get to stay on site when there aren't guests?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I actually just had a planning tour earlier, and she said, "Oh, well, we'll see you. We'll see you on our weekend." I'm like, "Oh, you're staying in my house. You actually won't." And she was like, "Oh, sorry." I'm like, "No, totally fine." I come midweek for that flip. Sometimes I like to come and help flip it. I come on Sundays and try to do the tours. And a positive of COVID is when we were quarantined, I quarantined here with my children.
Oh, cool.
So
that must have been
not
nice.
a bad place to quarantine. Yeah, we tried a week in the house they grew up in.
Yeah.
And they regressed a little bit to the childhood things. And I was like, "Oh, we're going to the ranch." And, they go to Cal Poly.
Yeah.
And so they got to be at their home, closer to their home. And so that was a blessing to build a quarantine here.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great property.
I'm sure they all loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
We know your bread and butter is typically weddings, but it's also a super versatile space, as we've kind of talked about. So outside of weddings, what else have guests used the ranch for? Or is there anything you would like to see happen?
Yeah. So we've used it for a lot of Cal Poly reunions, you can imagine. Graduation parties for Cal Poly, bridal parties, bridal showers, bachelorette. Yeah, it makes you giggle whenever you say that. Bachelorette parties, birthday parties, vendor retreats, vendor
retreats. Interesting.
Yeah, we've had vendor retreats. We've had vendor events. We've had photo shoots. We've had family reunions. I feel like we've had a little bit of everything happen here. I'd love to see some more like corporate retreats happen during our off season. I'd love to see the houses get used more for a corporate retreat.
That'd be cool.
Because it's corporate, but they can get laid back and get to know each other a little bit better. We have the space for the meetings, but they can still like become friends. Yeah. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that happen. We've got to learn a lot this year because without weddings, it's been fun to see the more bridal showers and more of those things type happen because the pool's fun. It's heated all year. It's great. It's
perfect space for all of those things. Seriously.
Yeah, definitely. I remember last time I had a wedding here. It was a smaller wedding this year, and during the end, probably like at 11 at night or something, they pretended to do like a conga line, and the bride was in there, and they gave me a heads up that they were gonna grab her and throw her in, and they did, and they all like jumped in. It was fun.
Was that Haley and Max?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they went crazy.
I get to know my couples. And sounds like Haley and Max.
That was Haley and Max for sure. Yeah, they had a blast. That was awesome.
Yeah, I think I posted a picture of them putting her in there.
They were in there?
Or last week, I think. Yeah. Got some.
It was so cool. I was like, whoa. But
we have great couples here. Our couples are typically super laid back. They rent us for a reason. They like that laid back and they just want to party.
Yeah. Speaking of the couples and stuff, what would you say the typical style that when people have their wedding here, like what's their style? It's not like boho style, rustic theme style, or more elegant style. Like, what have you seen?
We've definitely seen everything.
Oh, cool.
The whole range. Boho's the most popular for sure. The boho style looks great here at the ranch. I'd say the biggest thing with our couples is that, like I said, they're very laid back and very fun. They want a weekend. They don't want like a quick in, quick day. They want to just have a good time with their friends and their family. And they're all about the hikes and the pool and they rent it because of the houses and the experience. And so when someone's renting your property or venue for the experience, for the multiple day, you just know they're going to be fun.
Yeah.
So these are really fun couples.
That's so cool. Yeah. I bet you do see a lot of crazy. What would you like to see? Like a style that hasn't been done?
Oh my goodness. It's hard to even, there's been a lot of photo shoots this year with, coordinators. I'm excited to see a lot of those things come true because people have become so creative.
Like the styled shoots? The
styled shoots, yeah. You know what? We had one styled shoot a while back where there was a horse.
Wow, cool.
And I would love to see a wedding where there's like more animals. There's some horses on property.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've seen so much. I don't know.
Be interesting.
I'd like to see some of these styled shoots that have happened this year while people were just trying to keep the creativity alive. I'd love to see those happen.
Oh, I'm sure. Usually when people see those, it like plants a seed in their brain. They're like, I want that for my wedding.
Yeah. I've seen some amazing arches that have been created this year that I'm excited to see come true next year. So.
Yeah. Speaking of arches, that's actually a good segue. Like, do you guys offer any?
We do. We have 2 arches. We have one modern arch. It's metal. And people usually put florals and curtains and different things on it. And then we have one just you can see it outside the window, one just very traditional wooden arch that just blends in really well with the greenery. So people that really, we can be a do-it-yourself space if people want it. Then nature decorates itself. And then we provide tables and chairs and some of those things to fill in the blanks. So we definitely have just some basic do-it-yourself couples, but I would say most of our couples are boho and hire all about events and coordinators and people, and just it's beautiful every weekend.
Definitely.
I can imagine.
Awesome.
You also have that fun garage space. Right?
Yeah.
The pay it forward freebies area.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That's like the wedding planner's treasure chest. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
Garage? Yeah.
We get to play.
It is. So we have a little tradition that started at our very first wedding, where our couples bless things forward or pay it forward or donate it to the ranch. Yeah. So our very first couple, they donated some, one of our first couples, those redwood like table centers. You put flowers and stuff on top of them. And so we have an entire garage and an entire pantry full of items now that have been blessed forward, vases and candles and furniture and all kinds of things. Yeah. So it's great for your do-it-yourself couples, but it's even better for our coordinators because if the couple forgot something or it's a big space, you need to fill in the blank, just go in there and grab whatever you want. And it's just kind of a fun tradition, and it's great for our coordinators.
That's so cool. Nice. Yeah, go for it. So how did that start? Like when the first couple was like, here.
So they had these 20 redwood, it was, the slabs, redwood slabs. And they said, we don't need these. Can we leave these behind for the next people to use? And I was like, again, I was in children's ministry. I was like, sure, I guess you do that. Sure. There was a lot of that the first year. Can we do this? Sure. I don't know. And it literally just continued. Like every weekend, something gets left behind and they know to just put it in the main house garage. And it's kind of fun because every time I come, I'm like, ooh, what? What got left behind in our rustic barn? There's these great little like gold bowls from last weekend. I'm like, oh, that must be what they left behind for everybody. Cool.
So cool.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's super cool. I remember when Jade first went in there, she was just like, oh my God. Remember that? And you're just like excited from everything you saw.
Couples are always asking me to take photos of what's there and stuff. Like, just get ideas.
Yeah, it's a fun space. Like I said, it's the best for the coordinators because you know how to use it. Yeah. Like, not everyone knows how to use it, but you know how to make it perfect.
That's super cool. So let's transition into the dreaded question that pretty much everyone is dealing with, which is COVID.
Yes.
So my question is, are you feeling challenged as a venue owner? I feel like being a venue owner, they might be being hit the hardest and maybe at the most risk, being a venue owner. Like, so what would you say has been the most challenging for you during this season?
Yeah. The most challenging of the season, I think, has probably been the emotions.
Yeah.
Emotionally, it's been really hard. These are couples that we've gotten to know for a year, and it's their wedding day. They've put everything into it. And so it's just been real emotional working with each individual person to reschedule or to plan an elopement or to cancel. It's their wedding. And so, I could say the finances and the different things are challenges, but for me, just the emotions of working with the couples and seeing their dreams have to be put on hold a bit has been really hard.
Yeah, but it has been pretty tough dealing with the postponements and all that.
Yeah. But you work with them to make it, extra better whenever it does happen.
It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
For next year's going to be amazing. So, and these elopements that we've had, they were hard at first because I know how it can be. But when I was able to just watch and experience them a bit and see the pictures, there's they're so grateful that they could get married, and they're so grateful that their families were healthy. They're so grateful that they could have 20 people to celebrate them and so intimate. I've kind of fallen in love with the elopements as well. So it's been good for me to pivot,
definitely,
to see that and to remember weddings are great with the 200, but they're really about getting married.
Exactly.
And becoming one.
Yeah.
And, when you only have 20, it's a little bit more about becoming one.
It's true.
It makes you appreciate the little things.
It really does.
Exactly.
Really does,
so what would you say is, here's the opposite. What would you say is your most favorite thing about being a venue owner?
Oh, I mean, I get to see dreams come true. You know,
You can't beat that.
You can't beat that.
From the first tour all the way until the final day. You really fall in love with your couples, and to come on Sunday when they're checking out and be like, oh, what was your favorite memory? And they just talk your ear off and they're so excited. And when they come back a year later with their babies, for a family photo shoot, like we have our little Higuera tree, that people put their mark on, our family tree. Yeah. And it's just, they really become family. I love that part of being a venue owner is just, I have a big family all over the world a little bit.
Yeah. What's the story behind that?
Yeah. So
I always see that.
There's two of them.
Oh, there's two.
There's one that's completed and it's in the suite. It's again, one of our first weddings. That's what they blessed forward. They had a tree that was made and people put their thumbprints on it. Their guests did. And they had one made for us and said, hey, we thought maybe you'd like your couples, to leave their mark before they leave. And I was like, great idea. Yeah. And so we had our couples come back who hadn't done it yet. We were like, come back and put your mark on the tree. And then whenever someone gets married here, they leave their little mark on their thumbprint on the Higuera tree. And so it's a fun tradition. Cool. And then we say they become part of our family. Uh-huh.
Yeah. For those that can't see it, but it's like a framed picture of a tree. And then people are putting like their thumbprints as the leaves.
Yep.
Like a little mark. That's so cool.
Yeah. So the bride's, I think her sister has a business making these, and now we order them from her, and we've had other couples that have ordered them for their, they do that instead of signing a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then they frame it. Yeah.
So much fun.
That's so cool. That's awesome.
Right. So to kind of wrap things up, what would you say is your most memorable or crazy or fun wedding story that you can share with us?
That I can share.
Exactly.
Remember I said earlier what happens at the ranch stays at the ranch. Gosh, you asked that and I have so many like memories that are just rushing through my head.
Right.
My best memories here are obviously with my children. Uh-huh. One of my daughters had her birthday during COVID and we were quarantining here. So we had a little picnic on the top of Sunset Hill, which was just a beautiful moment. Do the best with what you can, right? And that was a beautiful moment. And we've had holidays here. It's hard just to put my craziest moment. I don't think I can say those. I think that my favorite crazy moments is, in the middle of the night on Saturdays, I'll often have like one of the couple text me a picture from the water slide. Like, dude, we just jumped in the pool and had underwater pictures, and they'll send me a picture, or they'll send a picture of the groomsmen going down the water slide. Please don't post this, but we're having the best time. Like, I love those texts. And I don't post them, but it's just, they're doing it, right?
Yeah, that's fun
to see it's happening, so.
That's really cool that they like send you stuff like that,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
With the little disclaimer, please don't post this. They know Kristen posts things.
That's so cool. A random question for a venue owner during like little weird COVID situations. As a venue owner, would you ever suggest or tried making this an Airbnb?
It is an Airbnb.
Oh, it is an Airbnb. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Yep. I didn't even know that.
Yep. We're Airbnb and VRBO.
So dang. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what's kept us
going too.
Just going. That, and a lot of our couples have texted and said, hey, we're praying for you. We're thinking about you. What can we do? And I'm like, come have a family vacation, rent the ranch. Yeah, so a lot of our couples have come back and have had little family reunions during this. And
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, we are.
I was out of the loop there. I'm in the loop now. Now I know.
We are.
Anybody can enjoy the ranch.
Anyone can enjoy it. Not just weddings. Anyone. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're open for all.
Hey, Kristen, we had so much fun getting to know you and the story of Higuera Ranch. So before we wrap it up, can you just let everyone know where they could find you As in like,
VRBO, Airbnb. No, HigueraRanch.com, the wedding standard, venue report. Here comes the guide, wedding wire. I mean, we're kind of everywhere. Google Higuera Ranch if you want to find us, and you're going to find us.
There you go, guys. If you guys are looking for an amazing venue or just an Airbnb to stay, check out Higuera Ranch.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, what a great episode. Kristen was awesome, and it was super cool to hear what she goes through and deals with as a venue owner.
Yeah, and Higuera Ranch is just such a magical place. I mean, so many memories to be made. And I love that you have an entire weekend to make the most out of your experience. I mean, whether it's a wedding, a smaller elopement, corporate event, or a family reunion. Lots of flexibility to make the ranch your own for the weekend.
Definitely. I think we need to book a weekend there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in to the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button to hear from some more amazing wedding professionals. Till then, we'll catch you on episode number 25.